Mike Bratton, SEC Mike, joins us. Again, got a great tip from our good friend in Birmingham, Alabama, to have you join our show with what you do to cover the SEC, also with the Tennessee story going on as well. So what has it been like, Michael, the last 3 or 4 days? What has been the reaction from your perspective?
Is there something going on what exactly are you referencing?
There are no spring games, or at least it appears as if there are. No kidding. But yeah, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah. And it just wouldn't it happen to be the most Tennessee thing ever that their star player quarterback is the first ever holdout, at least public holdout that we know of in college football. But I went to the spring game and it was, I mean, no one cared about the game, even in the stands. People were just talking about Nico. There was a very surreal buzz in the air. I wanted to go just because I knew it wasn't going to be televised. And then all of a sudden, when this dropped, you kind of want to see what the other quarterbacks look like. But I mean, it's been nothing short of a disaster, I think, for all parties involved. And I know Josh Heupel, I think he comes out looking pretty good. I don't think his approval rating has ever been higher than it is right now within the fan base on Rocky Top. But how long is that going to last if they go 6-6, 7-5? The fan base has tricked themselves into thinking they're better off without Nico. And I mean, I can't wrap my head around that logic.
So what do they do? I just asked Sean this. So what do they do? I mean, and he's got PR on his side right now. The court of public opinion is with him. If they go 8-4 this year because they're rolling with some young guys, people will be all right. I mean, Nico screwed us. But again, that lasts a year. So what do they do? Do they try to attack it now? Do they really believe in this team outside of Nico and try to push the envelope, or do they just have to ride the wave?
If they go 8-4 without Nico now, I mean, Heupel might be coach of the year. I mean, I think that would be a heck of a year for the Vols. But I think they got to attack the portal. And, you know, like I said, I was at the spring game. Jake Merklinger and the true freshman, I mean, they look okay, but they don't look anywhere ready to compete, at least at a high level in the SEC. They got to go to the portal and get not a guy that can compete for the job. I think they need to go out there and get someone that can, you know, run with the team immediately, and they'll have $2.5 million or whatever to go out there and make it happen. I would think you could get a lot of quarterbacks with that type of money, but again, now you got to start tampering. Now you got to become the bad guy. Does Tennessee have that in them? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, right, Mike? Because now they got to turn around and maybe go pluck somebody from somebody else. All of a sudden, like, wait a second, there's this domino effect. But what's kind of the reaction been like in your neck of the woods? Obviously, you're in the heart there. Of just from Tennessee fans in particular. It seems almost overwhelmingly pro-school here in this instance, which is amazing because people fight over everything. But this does seem like it's kind of a one-sided argument with a lot of people. Has that been your experience as well, kind of siding with the anti-Nico crowd?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know people that are going to Chick-fil-A today and saying, do not give me Polynesian sauce. I mean, it's been that one-sided. Yeah, they're totally out on Nico. They're especially out on his father. I mean, his father looks like a clown for disputing Pete Nanko's reporting and then apparently telling Nico not to go to practice. But the way I hear it, I mean, he lost the team on Friday when he didn't show up. So I think that forced Heupel's hand. So, yeah, I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, it's like I said, Heupel's never been more popular on Rocky Top than he is right now. How long does that last? They lose to Syracuse. I mean, that'll probably change in a hurry.
All right, so let's say with the schedule they have and coming off a playoff team, but with the schedule they have with Nico, were they probably an 8 or 9 win team? I'm talking regular season, not about whether they play for the SEC title. What are they now? You said 8-4, he'd be coach of the year. What do you think it should be now? 6.5, 7?
Yeah, that's probably where I'd put it. Again, it is a favorable schedule, but you got to keep in mind that Nico was going to be the centerpiece of the entire offense, if not the team, next year. Whether he was ready for that or not, we were going to find out. But they had an outstanding running back in Sampson. I thought he was the best running back in the SEC last year. He's gone. They're replacing 4 of 5 on the offensive line, and they're essentially replacing everybody at receiver. So, yeah, insert a quarterback that you may or may not get here in April. How rosy of an outlook is that? Even though, again, the schedule is not that daunting. They play Georgia week 3. It is at Knoxville, but Georgia owns Tennessee right now. They play at Alabama. They play at Florida. I don't know if how much of your audience was alive last time Tennessee won at either one of those places. So, yeah, I mean, 9-3 with Nico was kind of where I was at. So without him, probably 6-6, 7-5.
What do you think that you said it was like the most Tennessee thing. Like, they're the ones who kicked this off with Nico in the first place. And they're the ones who fought for him in court in the state. Like, again, all that for this to come back and bite them. Do you think this changes their philosophy, or do they just go, well, if you're going to act like him, then you're out, but we'll still be like spending money like crazy?
Yeah. Well, it's always easier in hindsight, right? To go back and say, we shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. But this was all new to everybody. And for those that are unfamiliar with Nico's recruitment, if he didn't go to Tennessee, he was probably going to Georgia or Alabama or Oregon. And I think Georgia and Alabama really wanted him. So it was pay him. And this is coming off the 22 season where they won 11 games. And now you get in this 5-star and he'll be the next one. But, I think moving forward, you got to make sure that, the people surrounding the quarterback, I think that, again, they're the issue. I truly don't think Nico was the issue here. I think it was his father specifically and those around him. So, I mean, that's what it is. They've already got another quarterback committed for 26. It's a 5-star. Some people have as the number 1 overall prospect in the country. And last I checked, he's suing the state of North Carolina so that he could get NIL as a high schooler. So, they may have picked the next Nico. I mean, I don't want to smear the young guy, but I mean, you're already seeing where this is kind of going, in my opinion.
All right, so the transfer portal opens next week, but we know the SEC rule that you can't go to another school in the SEC during this portal window. So we know he can't go there, and neither can his teammates. In case there are a few that like, well, wait a minute, we might enter the portal. So they have their options are limited too. Do you set if they're united? And he was dead to them, that's a harsh word, on Friday morning, do you feel like there will be any others other than those that weren't going to get playing time, maybe bolting themselves?
Yeah, honestly, I'd be surprised if there weren't others. I don't think it's going to be like a mass exodus, but by all accounts, I mean, this has kind of rallied the team. So, again, maybe not. But, again, this is not necessarily just something that Nico was doing. Tennessee's actually had a lot of this in recent off seasons, and even this off season, a receiver, a cornerback. I mean, guys have been asking for more money, or they're going to hit the portal, and Tennessee has given them pay raises. So, that I'm sure played into Nico's logic here, or at least his representative's logic. But yeah, to be quite honest with you, we'll see who they get at the quarterback position, but I would kind of be surprised if no one else followed Nico. But again, I don't think it's going to be like a mass exodus or anything.
What program do you think is the best fit for him? I mean, cash notwithstanding, I guess.
Yeah, I was trying
that's
to.
What this is about. Yeah,
maybe UNLV. I mean, they're probably. You hear North Carolina. I thought Texas Tech made a lot of sense because they're killing it in the transfer portal because they've got a ton of money to spend, but apparently they're not interested. Dion, that made sense. Apparently he's not interested. I mean, I think this has really hurt him in the court of public opinion, so I don't know. And I've also heard UCLA. I mean, again, I don't have any inside information on any of those teams, but his brother was committed to UCLA and then bolted on signing day. So what is the family relationship even with that? I mean, They burned a couple people. His brother plays at Arkansas. When he signed there, he literally never visited Arkansas. So, again, I'm sensing a theme here. This is some weirdness going on with this family.
Well, one thing to think about, and this is not in any way a comparison, but I can't. Tennessee lost Peyton Manning to graduation and then won a national championship with T. Martin. Remember that? You
Right.
never know. I'm not trying to say that there's even a T. Martin on their roster or the transfer that comes in, but you just never know sometimes what it can do to galvanize a team, as you mentioned. And they were talented. It wasn't just because of him. They're talented, right, Mike, and what they have coming back?
Yeah, the defense should be really good. Josh Heupel is very underrated when it comes to a potent rushing attack. I think they'll still be, even though they're replacing a ton of guys on the offensive line. They went in the transfer portal. They signed a 5-star at offensive tackle. They've got another 5-star at the other offensive tackle spot coming back. So I think they'll be effective on the ground. Again, basically totally unproven at receiver, but the receivers they do have are very, very highly touted. They're just, most of them are pretty young. So there's something to build around there. And again, would a playoff, playoffs is, I didn't see any world they were going to make the playoff with Nico. So without him, I don't think they have a shot. And that's, quite frankly, that's the standard at Tennessee.
All right. The follow-up question is all those, it's a beautiful backdrop, by the way, that you have with all that stuff and helmets, et cetera, banners. What are other fans or those in the media who you know that cover the SEC, what are they saying? And what have they been saying the last? Are they laughing at this because they see Tennessee up in smoke right now?
Oh, of course. I mean, and Tennessee fans would be laughing if it was Florida or Alabama, Auburn, on and on and on. So, yeah, Tennessee always finds a fantastic way to become a joke of the SEC at certain times. Shout out Danny White, their AD, since he's come aboard. He's really steered it in the other direction, and they've become, one of the pillars of the conference here. But yeah, this is a black eye, no doubt. And it's going to take some time to recover for this. I really do think.
SEC Mike with us, the SEC podcast with Paul Catalina, Craig Smoke, and I'm David Smoke. Man, we appreciate it. You got one, Craig?
No, I just want to say, Mike, I really enjoy your work, man. I think you do an excellent job. You got your own lane that you drive in, man. The Big Orange Vols is hilarious, and you guys do a bang-up job. So looking forward to hearing more of your thoughts on your pod about all this, and appreciate your time today, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Good stuff. SEC Mike.